So what I want to talk about in today's video is the transference of energies. And I think a lot of people don't realize the impact that energies have on your life, on your success, on your mental health. So I want to go through an example today of something I spoke to my friend about recently. And I feel like it really helps to explain why things in your life might not exactly be going how you want it to, and how to pay attention to the energies that are bringing negativity into your life. And this might help you actually identify them. So quick backstory. Two of my friends recently purchased their own houses this year. Well done to them, very proud of them. One purchased at the beginning of the year and one purchased at the end of the year. So the friend who purchased at the beginning of the year, she was telling me about an individual who came back into her life. She was dating him a couple of years ago, and even when she was dating him, I was not the biggest fan, just because his personal circumstances didn't align with the goals that she had in her life. But I hadn't heard his name for quite some time. Then when she purchased her property, his name came up, and she said that all of a sudden he popped up and was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I miss you." And I just thought that was very interesting, because back then when they were dating, he didn't have the availability for her. But all of a sudden now she's purchased a property and she also got a promotion. It was like all these things in her life were aligning. Now all of a sudden he's come back around out of nowhere, wants to be involved and has changed and all these things. And my friend turned around and said, yeah, but I didn't tell him any of these successes. I didn't tell him that I bought a house or anything like that. And I had to explain to her, that's not how energies work. You don't have to tell somebody. All of these things had been aligning for her. Everything that she'd worked for, everything that she'd aimed for, all her goals, she was achieving. And I was trying to explain to her that she's at a point in her life where she has such an aura about her because she's actually achieving the goal she set out to. She has this newfound confidence in herself and her own abilities. And she's putting out this very strong energy that she's capable and that goals will be achieved. And I feel like he sensed that and he wanted to be a part of it. And I said to her, just one piece of advice: whatever you do in your dating life is up to you, but do not bring that man into your home just yet, because we don't know where his energy is coming from and whether it's pure or not. Fast forward to the end of last year, another good friend of ours purchased her property, which had also been in the pipeline. Now, this friend had already said that she'd only told a select few people while she was going through the process. But then, interestingly, once she purchased her property, she called me to say that her ex's brother had called her and said, please can you check in on my brother? He's been so sad since you guys left. He has not reached out to her or attempted to since she ended things with him. But now the brother is reaching out to her to reach out to his brother. And I all of a sudden started to think about what I had told the friend who'd bought the house earlier in the year. And I was explaining to her, sometimes when people carry negative energy, they latch onto people who have positive energy. And it's now a transference of energies. She said that she went to his house to check in on him. And what she found was that he then was so happy to see her, so happy that she'd taken the time out to come and see him and speak to him. And she left feeling down. She left feeling like, well, what am I doing? Why am I going back here? Is this something that I want? She felt confused. She wasn't really sure what she was doing. And I explained to her that that was where energy had transferred. She was happy. She was thriving. She was hitting her goals. He was sad and upset. He sensed that she was doing something that he wanted. He sensed her aura and her energy, and he knew he needed some of that. He used her kind heart as a manipulation tactic. They knew because she's a good person and she has a good heart, she would check in to make sure that he was okay. And that's exactly what happened. He got what he wanted. He got the energy from her. He was happy, and he told her that he was happy, and it had uplifted his spirits, and he felt better about himself, and he felt re-energized. And how do you think she left? You literally went to that man's house and he took all your good energy and gave you his. And people do this every day so unknowingly. So next time you're in a situation where you're unsure as to someone's intentions, it pays to sometimes look at where they are and what kind of energy you'll be receiving in return. Just some food for thought, and I'll catch you next week.